Do I have the strength to keep going? You learn a lot about yourself in the process, and you really have to be grounded and like, I'm determined, I'm going to heal. I feel like a lot of times I see, and I myself struggled with being in that victim mindset of like, I'm in my mid 20s. I cannot walk right now. I'm watching all my friends get married and have kids and like have these beautiful vacations. And so I think a big part for me too was really learning how to elevate myself out of that victim loop of just, this is awful. I can't believe this is happening to me. I don't deserve this. I'm a good person. And I had to really shift into this higher vibration healing frequency. And I had to help my nervous system calm down. And I had done a lot of limbic system retraining myself. Once I discovered that, that was a game changer. Like, how do I actually get my mindset in the right place to heal? So there's just so many components to it. And I think finding a good practitioner is a great piece of it, but there's also like all the internal work that you have to do to be like, I deserve to heal and I'm going to keep going even when it's hard. And I need to be there for myself and push myself through because it's a very isolating experience to be that sick. So you really have to develop this deep connection within your body, even if you feel like your body's betraying you at that point, you
Yeah.
have to like, work through that and be like, okay, I'm safe here. Like, I'm safe in my body. Like, let me move forward. And so, one thing I learned later when I started going to EMDR, which is a type of therapy specifically for trauma, but I was disassociating because I didn't feel like my heart and my soul and my mind wanted to relate to my physical body. I was like, this is not me. This is not a thing that I claim. And so I had to work through kind of becoming home in my body again and trusting myself. So I feel like there's so many like mental and emotional components to healing as well.
Oh, I totally agree. And it's just and all those feelings you described to being 26, seeing your friends get married, all of that is so understandable to feel that, but I really respect you so much for taking control of it and realizing I'm kind of the only one who can not that you're the only one, you work with a practitioner, but there are some things that we as patients have to take on ourselves. We're responsible too. And what I love about this type of medicine is that it does demand the patient's participation because you can go to the greatest practitioner ever, but if you don't do the things, the lifestyle changes, whether it's food, exercise, all the mental and spiritual efforts that you need to make, it's not going to work. I mean, you have to be completely engaged.
Yeah, totally. And I think one thing I noticed about myself is for a while I was looking for almost like a hero to come in and save me. I was like, who's the practitioner that's going to pull me out of this? And that made it so that I wasn't really taking responsibility for my own healing at all. I was just like, who's going to fix it? I'll pay whatever I need to pay. We'll figure out loans, that part's fine. But I think as soon as I started seeing this as like, this is my journey and I'm the hero, and these are just people that are going to guide me. These are just people that are going to like give me the tools, give me the protocols. But then it's like you own your own compliance and you own, like, you get up and you make sure you're taking your stuff and you don't need someone checking on you. For a while, I was very stuck in this like, I'm in distress and I need someone to come fix it. And then I really took ownership of it and started shifting into like, no, I'm gonna get over this. This is not gonna be my life. Like, I will do
Amazing.
whatever it takes for this to not be how I live the rest of my life. I never stopped working. I've told this story a couple times, but when I was working at Cellcore, I was still pretty sick and I was their head of content. And so I would sit in front of the ER because I was having anaphylaxis. This was when I was in black mold a little bit later, found that out after a whole journey. But
No.
I would just get on the hospital Wi-Fi on my laptop, sit in my car in case I started going into anaphylaxis. I would just go inside. And it was happening like once a week. I would use my EpiPen. I would have to go get on like IV steroids, Benadryl, this whole cocktail. And they ended up assigning me a social worker because they were like, this girl's here all the time. Like, this poor girl, is she okay? But I feel like at that point, it was just like, this is not how I want to live. And I'm going to commit fully to doing an hour a day of this limbic system retraining and, taking the right supplements, getting out of environments that were harmful to me, making myself try to move even a little bit a day because I don't want to become bedbound at, 26, 27 for the rest of my life. That's awful. So it's really taking responsibility of your own healing journey. I feel like that made the most moves for me instead of just like waiting for someone to come fix it.